Hi, I'm Miles. I'm 53 years old, and I thought I knew everything about my life. I own a small accounting firm in Portland, spend my weekends fixing up classic cars, and I've been divorced from my ex-wife Linda for 15 years. My son Daniel died in a car accident 13 years ago when he was only 22. That loss nearly destroyed me, but I rebuilt my life piece by piece. What I didn't know was that Linda had been keeping a secret that would change everything. The call came on a Tuesday morning while I was reviewing quarterly reports. "Is this Miles Brennan?" a woman's weak voice asked. "Speaking. Who's this?" "My name is Sarah Chen. I don't know how to say this, so I'm just going to say it. Your son Daniel and I were together 13 years ago. We have a son. His name is Jake, and he's 12 years old." I dropped my pen. "What? That's impossible. Daniel never—" "Please, Mr. Brennan, just listen. I'm calling from Providence Hospital. I have stage 4 cancer, and I don't have much time left. Jake needs to know his grandfather before I'm gone. Why didn't you tell me this 12 years ago?" My hands were shaking. "I tried. I really did. But your ex-wife Linda, she told me things about you. She said you were violent, that you'd been investigated for hurting Daniel when he was young, that you were dangerous. She showed me what looked like court documents. I was scared and alone, Mr. Brennan. I believed her. Court documents? I never hurt my son. There were never any investigations. Linda's lying." "I know that now," Sarah interrupted, coughing. "A social worker here helped me look into it. There's no record of anything Linda claimed. I've been keeping your grandson from you based on lies, and I'm so sorry. But I need to make this right before I die. I need to see him. When can I meet Jake?" "Tomorrow? Room 437 at Providence. Please come early. I need to tell you everything Linda did." That night, I couldn't sleep. I called my sister Beth around midnight. "Miles, what's wrong?" she answered groggily. "Beth, did you know Daniel had a son?" Silence. Then, "What are you talking about?" "A woman named Sarah Chen just called me. She says she has Daniel's 12-year-old son and she's dying. Did Linda ever mention anything about this to you?" "Oh my God, Miles, Wait, Linda did say something strange about 5 years ago at Mom's funeral. She mentioned Daniel's legacy and how some things were better left buried. I thought she was just being dramatic about his death." "What exactly did she say?" "She said, Daniel made mistakes and I made sure those mistakes wouldn't ruin our family name." I asked what she meant, and she just walked away. I figured she was talking about his college drinking phase or something. "Beth, she's been hiding my grandson from me for 12 years. Miles, that's beyond cruel. What are you going to do?" "I'm meeting Sarah and Jake tomorrow. Then I'm finding out exactly what Linda did and why." The hospital room smelled like antiseptic and sadness. Sarah Chen looked impossibly small in the bed, her skin pale and drawn. Beside her sat a boy with Daniel's dark hair and my nose. "Jake, this is your grandfather Miles," Sarah said softly. The boy looked at me with Daniel's eyes. "Mom said you didn't know about me." "I didn't, buddy, but I'm here now." "Why didn't you want to meet me before?" Jake asked directly. "Jake, I didn't know you existed until yesterday. Your grandmother Linda told your mom lies about me to keep us apart." "Grandma Linda, the one who sends me birthday cards?" My blood ran cold. "Linda's been in contact with you?" Sarah nodded weakly. "Every year she sends a card and a gift. Always includes a note saying she wishes things were different, that she'd help if she could, but you'd made it clear you wanted nothing to do with us." "She what?" I nearly shouted, then caught myself. "Sarah, I need you to tell me everything." Sarah gestured to her bedside table. "That folder. Open it." Inside were dozens of letters, all on Linda's personal stationery. I read aloud, "Dear Sarah, Miles asked me again about Daniel's friends. I had to lie and say you'd moved away. He's still drinking heavily." I stopped. "I haven't had alcohol since Daniel's funeral." "Keep reading," Sarah urged. I flipped through more letters. Each one painted me as unstable, potentially dangerous, financially ruined. "She told you I lost my business? I've been running the same firm for 20 years. A nurse knocked and entered. "Mrs. Chen, you have another visitor. A Linda Brennan?" My ex-wife walked in, all smiles, then froze when she saw me. "Miles, what are you doing here?" "What am I—" "Linda, you've been lying to Sarah for 12 years. You kept my grandson from me." "I did what was best for Jake," Linda said coolly. "You were a mess after Daniel died. Drinking, depressed, barely functional." "That's not true, Sarah. Tell her what the social worker found." Sarah looked directly at Linda. "There's no record of anything you told me, Linda. No investigations, no arrests, nothing. You fabricated everything. Linda's face reddened. I protected this child. From what? I demanded. From having a grandfather who loved him? You would have tried to take him away from her. I would have helped her. I would have been there for both of them. Jake suddenly spoke up. You lied to me too, Grandma Linda. You said Grandpa Miles knew about me but didn't care. Jake, sweetheart, you don't understand. I understand that you're a liar, the boy said quietly. My mom's dying, and you made sure I grew up without a grandfather because of lies. Linda turned to Sarah. You're turning him against me. Get out, Sarah said, her voice surprisingly strong. Get out of this room right now. Sarah, now! Sarah started coughing violently. A doctor rushed in. Everyone except immediate family needs to leave. I'm his grandmother, Linda protested. I'm his grandfather, I said firmly, and I'm staying. The doctor looked at Sarah, who nodded toward me. He stays. She goes. As Linda was escorted out, she turned back. This isn't over, Miles. I'll fight for custody when Sarah dies. I'm the only grandmother Jake knows. 3 days later, I sat in my lawyer's office with Beth and Sarah's sister, Amy, who'd flown in from California. The letters establish a pattern of deception, my attorney Marcus explained, but what really matters is this. He pulled out a document. Linda filed false police reports about you 12 years ago, claiming you were harassing Sarah. The reports were dropped because Sarah never corroborated them, but Linda never told Sarah she'd filed them. She filed false police reports? Beth gasped. 3 of them, Marcus confirmed. Then there's the matter of the trust fund. What trust fund? I asked. Amy spoke up. Daniel had a life insurance policy through his employer. The beneficiary was listed as any children. Linda somehow got herself appointed as trustee for Jake's benefit. The problem is, she's been using the money. Using it how? Fancy vacations, a new car, home renovations. She was supposed to be holding it for Jake's education. There's maybe $20,000 left of an original $150,000. I felt sick. She stole from her own grandson? From our investigation, yes, Marcus said, and there's more. When Sarah tried to contact you 6 years ago through social media, Linda intercepted the message somehow. How is that possible? Beth cleared her throat. Miles, do you remember when Linda said she needed to access your email to send something to the insurance company after the divorce was finalized? Vaguely, why? She might have kept access. She's not good with technology, but she's manipulative. She could have set up forwarding rules or something. Marcus nodded. We're going to need an IT specialist to prove that, but yes, it's possible. My phone rang, Sarah's number. Hello? Mr. Brennan, this is Jake. Mom wanted me to call you. Can you come to the hospital? Of course. Is everything okay? She's getting worse. She wants to talk to you about the custody papers. I'll be there in 20 minutes. At the hospital, Sarah looked even more frail. Miles, I've made you Jake's guardian. My sister Amy will stay with you both to help, but I need you to promise me something. Anything. Don't let Linda take him. She's already called me 4 times today, threatening to fight the guardianship. She says she has evidence you're unfit. What evidence? She claims you've been unstable, that you recently lost your business, that you're in debt. She even said you've been stalking me. None of that is true. I know. But Miles, she's desperate. She knows I'm telling Jake the truth and she's losing control. Jake sat on the chair by the window. Grandma Linda called me yesterday. She told me that if I choose to live with Grandpa Miles, she'll make sure everyone knows what kind of person he really is. She threatened you. I was furious. She said it's for my own good, that you'll just abandon me like you abandoned my dad. Jake, I never abandoned Daniel. I loved your father more than anything. Sarah reached for my hand. Linda told me you and Daniel weren't speaking when he died. Is that true? We'd had an argument about him dropping out of college 2 weeks before the accident. I was upset, but I called him the night before he died. We made plans to have dinner. I loved him, Sarah. I never stopped loving him. A nurse entered. Mrs. Chen, Linda Brennan is in the lobby demanding to see you. Security is holding her, but she's causing a scene. Tell security she's not allowed in my room, Sarah said firmly. Call the police if necessary. She's screaming that you're keeping her from her grandson, the nurse continued. Let me go talk to her, I said. Miles, no, Sarah started. She needs to hear this from me. It's time. In the lobby, Linda was arguing with 2 security guards. You can't keep me from my family. Linda, I said calmly. She whirled on me. Miles, tell them I have a right to see my grandson. No, you don't. Not anymore. How dare you? How dare I? Linda, you filed false police reports. You stole from Jake's trust fund. You've lied for 12 years to keep me from my grandson. That's fraud, theft, and harassment. Her face paled. You can't prove any of that. Actually, I can. My lawyer has all the evidence. The misappropriated funds, the fake documents you showed Sarah, the letters full of lies. Oh, and the police reports? We found those too. I did what I thought was right. You did what was cruel and selfish. You punished an innocent child because you're still angry about our divorce. That's not— Yes, it is. Jake's voice rang out. He'd followed me down. Grandpa Miles showed me Dad's letters. Dad wrote about how much his dad loved him, how they'd made up after their fight. You told me they died hating each other. Jake, please. My mom's dying, and instead of making her last days peaceful, you're threatening her and lying about Grandpa. What's wrong with you? Linda reached for Jake, but he stepped back. Jake, I've loved you since you were born. Then why did you steal my college money? Jake asked. Amy showed me the bank statements. I was going to pay it back. When? After my mom dies and no one's checking? Linda's composure cracked. You're all turning against me. Fine. You want to believe his lies, go ahead. But when he lets you down, Jake, don't come crying to me. She shoved past security and stormed out. 2 weeks later, Sarah passed away peacefully with Jake and me beside her. Linda didn't attend the funeral, but she sent a cease and desist letter through her lawyer, threatening to sue for custody. Marcus called me into his office the day after the service. Miles, the prosecutor wants to meet with you. Linda's being charged with filing false police reports and embezzlement of the trust fund. They're really prosecuting? The evidence is overwhelming. Plus, when Forensic IT examined your email, they found she'd been accessing it illegally for years. That's a separate charge. At the courthouse, Linda's lawyer approached me. Mr. Brennan, my client would like to apologize and make restitution. No. I'm sorry? I said no. She doesn't get to apologize her way out of this. She stole 12 years from me and Jake. She threatened Sarah on her deathbed. She took Jake's college fund. No apology fixes that. Linda appeared in the hallway. Miles, please, can we talk privately? Anything you have to say, you can say in front of my lawyer. I made mistakes, but I was trying to protect Jake. From what, Linda? From being loved? From knowing his father's family? I was angry. After our divorce, after Daniel's death, I was so angry. So you punished a child who never did anything to you. You punished Sarah, who was alone and scared. You punished me for the crime of wanting to know my grandson. I know I handled things badly. Badly. Linda, what you did was criminal, literally. You're facing charges because you committed crimes. If you drop the charges, I'll give up all custody claims. I'll pay back the trust fund. With what money? The trust fund you embezzled? That's not how this works. You face the consequences of your actions. Please, Miles, I can't go to jail. I'm 60 years old. Sarah was 43. She died without 12 years of knowing her son had a grandfather who would have loved and supported them both. You stole that from all of us. The prosecutor joined us. Mrs. Brennan, we need to discuss your plea agreement. I'm not pleading guilty, Linda said defiantly. Then we go to trial, the prosecutor replied. With the evidence we have, I'm confident about our case. Linda looked at me desperately. Jake needs a grandmother. Jake has Amy, I said, and Beth, and my mom, his great-grandmother, who you've also been lying to about all of this. You want to know what Mom said when I told her? She said she always knew you were vindictive, but she never thought you'd hurt a child to get revenge on me. That's not fair. Fair? Linda, nothing about this is fair, but it is just. You're finally facing consequences for what you've done. 3 months later, Linda pleaded guilty to embezzlement and filing false reports. She was sentenced to 18 months in jail and ordered to pay full restitution plus damages. I picked Jake up from school on the day of sentencing. He'd been living with Amy and me, slowly healing from his mother's death and Linda's betrayal. How'd it go? He asked as he got in the car. She got 18 months, and she has to pay back everything she took from your fund, plus extra. Does that make you feel better? Honestly, a little. Mostly I feel sad that it had to come to this. Yeah, me too. He was quiet for a moment. Grandpa? Yeah, buddy. Mom told me before she died that you were going to be angry for a long time. She said that was okay, that you earned the right to be angry. Your mom was a wise woman. She also said not to let anger eat me alive. She said to focus on the future, not the past. That's good advice. You think we can do that? I think so. Amy's teaching me to cook, and you're teaching me about cars. Beth's taking me camping next month. I'm getting to know Dad's side of the family. That's pretty cool. Yeah, it is. And Grandma Linda can't send any more fake letters pretending to care. No, she can't. Good. I don't need people who lie. I need people who show up. You showed up, Grandpa. I always will, Jake. That's a promise. That evening, Amy made dinner while Jake did homework. Beth called to check in. How's he doing, she asked. Better every day. He's a strong kid. Sarah raised him well despite everything. And how are you? Processing, still angry sometimes, but having Jake here, getting to know him, hearing his stories about Daniel, it helps. Mom wants to have Thanksgiving at her place with everyone, Jake included, obviously. That sounds perfect. Miles, I'm proud of you. You could have let bitterness consume you, but you focused on Jake instead. He's all I have left of Daniel. I'm not wasting another second. After dinner, Jake helped me with the dishes. Grandpa, can I ask you something? Always. Do you think you'll ever forgive Grandma Linda? I thought about it carefully. Forgiveness is complicated, Jake. Maybe someday I won't be angry anymore, but I'll never forget what she did, and I'll never pretend it was okay. Some actions have permanent consequences. That makes sense. I don't think I'll forgive her either. That's your choice to make. No one gets to tell you how to feel about this. He nodded. I'm glad I know you now, even though it's because of sad things. Me too, buddy. Me too. What would you have done in Miles's situation? Would you have pursued charges or tried to work things out privately? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories about justice and family secrets.